She's a member of the North American Fiddle Hall of Fame and the New Brunswick Country Music Hall of Fame. She's an East Coast Music Award winner. She's been awarded the Order of New Brunswick, the province of New Brunswick's highest honor. She's the composer of over 200 pieces of original music. She's appeared on national and regional television, and she's performed across Canada, the United States, and in Ireland. She's the mother of 6 children, the grandmother of 12, and the great-grandmother of 15. Her name is Matilda Murdoch.
That's where I was born and brought up, was on the Miramichi River. And I'm still here. And that's the Miramichi.
Music is her life. It's the one thing in her life that's a constant.
Matilda's zest for life and her willingness to partake and share her music with everybody, just again, it's to me, it's the essence of what it's like to play music.
She has to move, and if you try to contain her, you're in trouble. It's like getting in a pen with a bull. You just don't do that. You get out of there because she'll knock you over.
In 1928, when she was 8 years of age, Matilda's father brought home a violin, hoping that one of his children might pick it up. Matilda did, and taught herself how to play.
And my father had brought this fiddle home and put it on the piano, and so I picked it up and just kept moving my fingers over the strings to get sounds that I could get on the different strings. The E string and the A, D, and G, and I thought, well, and then once I got the sounds, they're like scales, then I just figured out when I moved my fingers, well, if I press there and there, I'm getting a different sound. So I just mixed all the sounds together until I got a melody, you know, and I said, I'm going to pick up something. So Little Brown Jug, I guess, was the first tune, so I thought, yeah, well, if I can play Little Brown Jug, I'm not going to stop there. That's for sure. So I just kept going from there. Yeah, and I'm still going.
She took to the fiddle pretty quick, and at an early age became quite accomplished, and she was just a baby, actually, just very young, and she started headlining a lot of concerts and things around here in the locals, and she got a little more professional, a little more older, then the professionals started taking note of her. And
like, nobody showed me what to do, but it must have been, it's a gift. It's a gift. Music is a gift.
She doesn't have a great background in structured music. She took lessons for 6 months one time when she was a kid. She was 16 at the time, and but her perception and understanding of music has allowed her to take that and literally sit down with almost anyone and that's playing a piece of music, even one that she hasn't heard, and she can follow it along at full bore without having to stumble and stammer.
I could think of tunes of the time, you know, at that time, and that I could hear people sing, or the old phonograph, remember, you had to wind it up and that, and the cylinder disc, I guess it was, and hearing pieces on that, and so my memory was really good because it kind of fixed in the back of my head, so if I could hear that tune, I could try to play it, and the first thing I could learn it, you know, by ear.
Matilda was born in 1920 in Logieville, New Brunswick, which is now part of the city of Miramichi.
This is Logieville, by the way, the village of Logieville, and this is where we live on the Miramichi, Logieville, Miramichi.
My mother was born in Logieville. My father was born in Logieville. Her father's last name was Burke, B-U-R-K-E, a very Irish name, and her mother was a boucher from over Rogersville way. My father was David Kelly, and he was born in Logieville.
There's been Murdoch's fishing in this land ever since there was Murdoch's here in 1767, I guess, when they first built the house up here. Although they have been living on the land in 1763.
There's nothing phony about Matilda. She's the most down-to-earth, realistic person I have ever come across. And she hasn't had an easy life.
After I got married, I never played at all because I was bringing up my family of 6 kids. So anyway, when you're living in the country and you don't have hydro, the kids are studying with lamplight, you know. Like the old pantry, sometimes you'd leave a dipper of water out, you know, and in the morning it would be just a block of ice. So you really you used to put the kids in the bed and wrap us all up, you know, keep from freezing, because wood fires don't last too long. There's a great heat and then there's none. So anyway, we didn't have any furnace, just had the kitchen stove, a Renfrew stove. And so that was pretty tough. We had a lamp. We had to bring the lamp downstairs in one hand and kids in the other, holding them, trying to, whatever. I washed with a washboard, and we had a clothes stand that you dropped the leaves on both sides. You had a tub, big tub for the wash and a big tub for the rinse. And then you'd have to put it through I think that's why my arms are so strong.
That's right.
You'd put it through the wringer, and it would go from the wash into the rinse tub. And then you'd lift that boiler of water that was on the stove. That's the only way you could heat it, and put it in the tubs and whatever. Blankets and quilts are pretty heavy. So get that on the line, and could be there for days before they dry. If you didn't, you'd have to bring them in the house and hang them somewhere in the day. So all that exercise, I think it didn't hurt me at all. Made me stronger.
Miramichi folk duo Connie and Paul affectionately refer to Matilda in their song Simple Things.
She's got more energy and more, she's just so outgoing, and that I sit there and I'm thinking, I'm maybe half her age, and she can outlast me and probably anybody else at any of the sessions that we have. Like she's an amazing person.
Matilda, I think, comes to exemplify everything that is right about living. She enjoys music so much. She enjoys her family so much. She is so proud of where she is from, and she yet in the same way she's so humble about all of the achievements that she has had, and the fact that she does play as well as she does and writes as well as she does and has had the recognition that she has. Matilda is still just a little hometown girl.
My mother used to while away the hours with her music, of course, and she was very inventive. And I remember she had collected and had people collecting for her a whole raft of similar type water glasses in different sizes, but she wanted certain types. And she used to fill the glass. She had them all lined up on the old pantry, and she would tune them with, or she would pour water into them, and then she tuned them with an eyedropper and played jigs and reels on them like a xylophone with knitting needles. And she could play, honest to heavens, any kind of a tune that you could imagine. The fastest old reel, she could just smoke that thing with a set of knitting needles on a set of water glasses.
I remember when our lads went to school, they went to school in Nappin School. They taught up to grade 8 possibly, one teacher. And after they were gone to school, I would go through the field and go down to a point they call Geordie's Point, Matilda Murdoch Point. And I would just sit there along the shore, and it's real solitude. Like, and it's so quiet, and all you can hear is the waves hitting the shore, hitting, you know, the tide coming in, hitting the shore. It's so peaceful. I used to like that. I used to love that. Like, I like things like that. But I just brought my music out front because that was my life. You know, after my family grew up, then I started to play again. My husband, he was all for it. He would say to me, like, he would never stop me from going anywhere to play because his idea was, you go and show them how it's done, you know, in that sense.
So he believed in you.
He was my really supporter. And my husband used to say, you're always in the background, get out front, you know, when you're playing. And I always was inclined to be the back row, you know. That was always the effect, the way it affected me, that I didn't want to step out front. So since that, I know before he died that about the last thing he had said was, don't give up your music. And I think it made me braver because now I'm getting out front. You know what I mean? Like,
You're taking your spot.
Yeah, he said, don't give it up. He said, so I never did. I just went right ahead. Just put my foot down, I just kept going. Yeah. I was really proud to be asked to play on the Don Messer show.
Matilda made 3 appearances on the popular Don Messer television show.
I think they were putting on a show in Logieville at the old co-op building. A barn dance it was. And so my father, being so interested in Don Messer and his fiddle, that he invited him to our home in Logieville.
One of the things that it was sort of unspoken as to how we would go about it, but we wanted to show that there was talent other than what you were seeing on the air, and that talent we felt should come from our local area.
Don Messer was here at my home. Yeah. Mm-hmm. At that time, we had our piano way in the front room there, and Duke Nielsen was here with him, and he played piano for us. And I played some tunes for him, and this is when he told me that he was having me on the show. And that was way back in the early 50s.
Don had run into Matilda Murdoch in the course of his travels. Don was no stranger to the folks of that area, and I think they felt sort of tied to him too. And out of that pool of talent came Matilda Murdoch. And Matilda came to the show. She may have been the very first female fiddler we had.
It was quite an honor to be able to be asked to play on that show. That's such a perfected show.
Matilda's greatest supporter, her husband Francis Murdoch, passed away in 1981, leaving Matilda a widow at the age of 61.
So you have to make your own decisions and put your big feet down and say, that's it. So I became very independent even after my husband died, because I figured, well, I gotta go on, you know, that life doesn't end.
I love it outside, at my garden and doing the lawn, mowing the lawn and going for a walk. But in the winter, I compose a lot of music in the winter.
I had no idea how talented she was. Every once in a while, and she'll say, we'll play this one. This is one of mine. And I would be totally blown away by what she had written.
Melodies, they just, I don't know where they come from. They're there. They just flow out, you know, and the next note is always there, you know, type of thing.
She's very, very gifted with her proficiency in writing. And the music that she writes is getting more and more complicated and more, it's nicer all the time. She seems to be getting a deeper appreciation of music and the sense of music as she gets older. I don't know whether that's true of all true artists or not, but she seems to benefit from the wisdom of her own age, and that's to the benefit of all of us.
The beauty of the Miramichi ignites Matilda's creative fire. She plays the land.
Like my tunes are all named for like the Napa Dog and the Semi-Wog and the White Rapids, the Grey Rapids, and Schooner Point and East Point and Black Brook, and they're all from the area where I live.
And one of my favorite pieces is one of her more recent pieces that she composed when she was 83 years old, and that's called Donna's Waltz. And she has a niece, Donna, who was suffering from cancer, and she wanted to cheer her up, so she wrote this piece of music. It just goes to show that age has nothing to do with creativity. Matilda can compose pieces out of nowhere. She'll sit down and she'll pick it up and she'll, oh, that sounds good. Before you know it, she's scribbling a few notes on her sheets of paper, and there's a piece of music there in front of you.
Mélanie Richard is a young Acadian fiddler who's been greatly influenced by Matilda.
Matilda is a good one to lead, and she will pick out the right tunes to play. Everyone knows them. That's what happens when you're doing what you like. You give out energy doing it, and then you receive it back, right? So it's like, and she is wicked. Like, she will play, and it doesn't seem to tire her at all. To see Matilda play, it's kind of intimidating at first, but then she makes you feel right at ease, and then you can learn from her. So, and it's a real pleasure to listen to her play because it's so joyful. She feels the music, and then you can hear it as if it was a voice or a language of her own, I guess. Because it's so strong, and it seems to me when she's playing there's no doubt about it. It's really natural. So it's as if she was speaking, almost, I find.
I had a lot of ups and downs, but like I said, I'm still here. And I'm so glad that I can move my fingers. I have no rheumatism, and I can still play, and that's what I want to do. I want to keep playing and composing.
She's so strong and creative. Like, her creative force is just tremendous. And it keeps on giving, you know? And I've never seen her exhausted or not wanting to play at all. It's just, it's a really nice role figure, I guess, because she's uplifted and she likes what she's doing, and she's real about it. She's genuine. She doesn't put on a show. It's not about that. It's just about being there, being with the people, always being nice somehow, because she feels the people and she just plays for them. It's like if she's giving a gift, and then people feel that and they just feel good.
She's been blessed with an incredible amount of energy. She has stamina like no other. Everyone on the river that knows her is totally amazed that this woman is 84 years old and she can jump up and click her heels just as quick as anything.
You couldn't keep Matilda down. Matilda has to be going all the time. She likes to run the roads and she likes to play bingo. And there's always something that she has to do.
She's so energetic. It's amazing.
She loves people and she loves performing. She loves performing.
It just seems like there's the music in there it has to come out, and it's not tiring for me at all. And the more I play, the more I can put into it, and it seems like the stronger I get, and it's just part of my life now. Like, you know, that I can do all that, and it surprises me. Surprises me that I can do it. And when I'm with a group like jam sessions, I love them because it helps me to revise some of the tunes that I used to play at one time, and I try to conquer them, and I get them fixed in my mind, and they stay there, you know. I really enjoy that. I love slow airs because you can put so much feeling in slow airs that they may not be on the music, but you can bring out something that's not in the music at all, because you can feel, you can imagine what the piece is and sort of live that piece as it goes along. And I'm always thankful that I can, at my age, I have the facilities, I have my brain, I have good fingering, that I can play my music as fast as you want. And it's a gift, and if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So that's my theory. I've gone through so much, and I've acquired so much, and I've gained so much that it's amazing, you know, to me, because did it happen to me? You know, all this happened to me, you know? Because looking back, you know, never expected that I would go this far, you know. No. And I'm not done yet.